Everyone, it's Eddie here, and Eddie Makes Art. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm doing some foam stamping on my big gel plate with some black acrylic paint and my newest Taino foam stamps from PM Artist Studio. What? Yes, there are now 9 in the collection total. So if you're missing some, you better get over to that website and check them out. So my new ones are water, which is that spiral one you see there on the left. And then next to that one is the bird, symbol of freedom. And then next to that one, the one I just put in my hand, is the sun. So what I'm going to do is stamping these with acrylic paint that I'm applying with the brayer, so it's not like a really thick layer of paint on there. And just doing some random stamping all over with all the different symbols. Now, this is not my original idea. I'm sure other people have done this, but this particular idea I got from Elaym. That is Elaayem on YouTube. And her name is Laura, and she did a fantastic job with hers. She used some acrylic stamps and acrylic paint. But this is basically the same thing. And so I told her, I said, I got to try this. So here I am. It was just in time that I saw that video for my new stamps to come out, so it was perfect timing. And I said, yeah, let me give that technique a try because I really like it. I could have probably done a better job with laying out my designs, but I was just so excited to sit down and do this that that kind of just you know left the brain, and I just started having fun. Um, and obviously, you don't need a super large plate like I have. You can use your 8x10, your 9x12, or even your 5x7 to create some really fun prints like this. So the next part here is after that paint is dried, make sure it's completely dry. You're going to take some transparent paints or semi-transparent paints. I chose primary colors plus orange. So here I'm applying some primary yellow in patches, and I'm going to do the same thing with the other colors. And it just kind of gives it a nice, fun, just a fun color bed for them to sit on, if that makes sense. When you see the final print, you'll see what I mean. For my next color, I'm going to use some of this primary blue, which is from Amsterdam. And this one is a transparent paint. Now, a lot of semi-transparent paints, if you brayer them out enough, thin enough, they can become closer to transparent. Um, if you lay it out thin enough, but be aware it does dry quickly. Now, here I am not worried about the paint drying because there's going to be another layer here. This is not the layer that's going to pick up the prints of the stamps. This is the layer in between the that and the pull color, which is the final layer that we do. Yeah, I was only going to use the three primary colors, and then I saw the orange out of the corner of my eye. I said, I got to get some orange in here because it's just a fun color and it goes really well with this whole combo. So I said, yeah, let's do some orange. Okay, now that the layers of paint, the patches have been applied, this needs to dry one more time. Let it dry completely so you have no issues when we do the next layer. For the next layer, which is the pull layer, I decided to use some metallic gouache paints. They are acrylic. I believe they're from Vallejo or Turner. I can't remember. I believe they're from Jerry's Artorama. That I definitely know. But I chose the silver and the gold, mixing it up on the plate there. And that's my background or my pull color. And for this pull color, or for this print, I'm using the medical exam paper that I've been talking about. And, cross our fingers that it works. I think it will. This has to dry completely. Okay, this one dried overnight. And what I'm doing here is I'm cracking my edges because you want to avoid any sticking, or, you could rip the paper, or, something like that, which it did happen to me at one point because this is really tough to pull. This one, I'm struggling a little bit. The video is even sped up, so I'm going slow. You see, I got a little rip there, but I'm not too worried. Just go around, take your time, and gently pull, pull. You can also, if you don't have your gel plate on a piece of plexiglass, you can certainly flip it over and pull the plate off of the paper. But I really don't want to take my gel plate off the plate of plexiglass because then I got to get out the bubbles and it's a pain in the bum bum. Look how cool that is. Isn't that great? It's like really fun. There's some metallic in there, but it's not overpowering, and it's just great. But I didn't expect this. Look at the cracks left behind on this plate. That can't go to waste. So let's do something with it.
Okay, guys, so after I pull that print up, I've got this wonderful stuff going on the plate here, and I'm gonna make good use of it. So what I did is I went through my trove of stencils, and I found these two sets of masks. This first set is by Sharon Shields, or also known as Texture Junkies on YouTube. And if you watch her live streams, I'm the guy on the live stream with her. So check us out if you haven't yet. Sharon Shields, she created these Tree of Life, Sunset, and Crescent Moon stencils, or masks. These are Yupo. And we get these 4 pieces. Now this is a piece, this is an extra bit. So you get 3 pieces. Now, when you place an order for these or any stencils, always ask for your bits. When you go into the notes of your order, before you place the order, put in a note that says, please, if possible, please, please, pretty please, if possible, include my extra bits. And they will do their best to include any extra pieces of Yupo that come with your stencil. Right, so, okay, so we got those, and then I have this set. This set is designed by PM Artist Studio, and these are sunburst dials. They are 3 masks, as you can see here, okay? And then there's these little bits here, and these are, I think, 6, yeah, and 6 bits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. Those are our bits here. And we have the 3 dials. Okay, so what I want to do is basically place these in certain areas, because if you notice, there are certain areas with certain colors and, more concentrated than others, and there are areas that have less paint on them left behind in these areas here like this. So I'm just going to try and strategically place these so that I get more of these interesting colors behind these masks. Okay, so let's go ahead and place this one. And I think this would be good here. And then we have the tree, which, where are we? You know, we could do the tree here. I have, and then we could add a sundial. There's a lot of good stuff going on here. So let's place that there. Maybe one of these larger bits we'll place here. And then we have our moon, which, you know what? Maybe here would be good because it's got a lot of stuff going on there. So I might need to just adjust this a little bit. Maybe I'll put this one here. Right? This one here. And then maybe we've got this one here. Just, you know, I'm trying them in different spots. Got another burst here. And we could do maybe one of these here on the end. It's okay if they come off the edge. That actually will make your print a little more interesting. These are delicates, you gotta be careful. All right, why don't we do this? Let's move this one here. Get a bit in here. And then we can do some bits here. And then we'll do a little one here hanging off the edge, and we can move this one there. Probably not the best setup, but I think it'll be a fun print once we get everything sorted. So my next step is I want to put down a solid color over all these masks. Then we're going to pull the masks off. And what that's going to do is that's going to leave, obviously, open spaces. So we'll let this next layer of paint dry after we pull off the masks. And then we'll have those open spaces. And then I'm going to come in with specific colors and kind of, you know, fill in those areas, let that dry, and then come in with a final layer of paint and pull the entire print. And today I'm going to use my Yasutomo, for this print, I'm going to use the Yasutomo sketch paper. It's a 12 by 18 pad, which will cover this plate nicely. I've chosen Indigo. This is from Lucas Crow Studios, 4722. All right, I'm gonna dot it here and there. Try not to overload the plate, but it is a big plate, so be aware of that. All right, let's clean this up. Oh, nice. And then I'm gonna get a piece of deli paper here to put my masks down on. I might need two. So we have the big one here, very nice. And then get this one here. All right, I'm excited. Let's just take a peek at what it will look like from the other side. So this is what we've got. I mean, that's pretty cool already. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna let this dry and then come back. And like I said, I'm gonna try and do specific colors in some of these open areas, and then let that dry, and then come back with a final pull for our print. All right, so we have a nice dry gel plate here, and let me show you again what this looks like. Look at that. So I decided, I pulled out a bunch of my Arteza metallic paints, and I'm going to use my brushes and paint these in. Why not? Why not? All right, so I'm gonna start up here, and I think, let's just do some green. It is the Tree of Life, and I'm just gonna paint this in. And not fuss too much about where it's going. I'm just gonna get some color down and make this beautiful. And the good thing is some of these are semi-opaque or opaque, so they'll show up nicely on the print. For roots, let's just go with this other, oops, this is like a sea foam or pearl sea green. Same brush. It's similar color. Yeah. Make sure I get the edges there, because you don't want to miss anything. Just going to take a quick peek and see how that looks so far. Oh, that's not bad. I like that. And I think the stars, I'm going to paint those probably like goldish, or like, yeah, I got a bunch of different golds here, so I'm going to use those. And I think this moon, I'm going to paint with the pearl white. Oops. No, that's probably just enough. And I'm trying to smooth this out as best as I can. I want to try to avoid any lumpy bits, because I want to make sure that when I put the final pull color down that it's not bumpy, because then it may interfere with how well it pulls. So it may leave some patchy spots behind on the plate. And I want to try and avoid that. Okay, and I thought, oh, we're gonna do a little white here on the edge. But I'm gonna come in with this. Oh, here it is. This is the Pearl Rose Quartz. It's a nice color there. Try and blend that a little bit. Okay. Make sure I close these up before I accidentally dry them out. All right, so for up here, what are we gonna do? Let's start with some of this Pearl Strawberry Red. And I think I'm just gonna go, this brush is stiffer than I expected. This is sort of a coppery color. You can see that. It's like a reddish, more red than copper, but you know, in that sort of family. Okay, and then maybe do a little here, just a little. And then I'll come in with some gold. This is the regular gold. Let's try some of this Aztec gold. And just blend it in. Why not? Now, this may come out looking completely just poopies, but you know what? It's just paint and paper. Get some of this purple. This is pearl magenta. I said purple, it's pearl magenta. And maybe we'll do some of that here. And then we can do the outside edge in a different color. Maybe put some of this on the background. So I noticed this one was a little lighter than I had expected. So this will punch up the color that's already down on there. Oh, we gotta get some sun here. I got the canary yellow for that. All right, I'm gonna have to start. Oops, that was the gold one all over my fingers. There we go. This is pearl canary yellow. Nice and smooth. Okay, I'm gonna give these brushes a quick rinse in my mucky water here. Actually, while those rinse off on their own, I'm going to go ahead with some of the gold and fill in these the smaller bursts. Oops. Make sure I get all the little tentacles. Do this right here. Could be a little bit more. Oh, there's some on the brush still. Let's just get that in there. There we go. Maybe, oh, I got these oranges. We can do this orange. Let's do some orange on here. Blend that in a little bit. Make it more interesting. Okay, this is better. Better, better, better. I'm gonna do this one in this orangey color. This one is Pearl Papaya Orange. Fancy. That's obviously mixed in with the gold that was on my brush. Let's kind of smooth this out a little bit. Oh, that's gonna be so cool. That is gonna be awesome. Okay, I'll be back once this dries and we'll put a final pull color on here and our paper down. Okay, we are nice and dry, but I was looking at it before I turned the camera back on, and I thought, you know what, I'm gonna choose specific colors to back these areas with because I don't want to change the coloring of this, of the metallics too much. So I think once I pull the print, you'll understand what I'm talking about. So I think here, we're gonna do some white. And I'm gonna move as quickly as possible so nothing dries. And it's a dry day here, so I'm gonna try and work quickly here. And just do what I gotta do. Okay, that is white. Let's do some yellow ochre up here. I'm trying to use up this tube. Go. Okay, let's get that down. And there's several layers on here, so I don't want to skimp on the paint. That is for sure. And you know what? I think we need a little extra paint this way. And then over here, I'm gonna do the Arctic. This is a blue. And then let's do yellow on this side. Come on, you can come out. Come out to play. All right, I have my paper here. Let's get this down. Give us a nice, smooth surface. There we go. Okay. Use my hands, and where is my Baron? Here we are. Let's give this a nice burnishing so that we ensure everything makes good contact with the paper. And this one's gonna have to bake a while. You don't want to peek at this one too soon. You want to make sure that you allow everything to bake together so that you get a nice pull. This is a great paper to pull prints on as well, the Yasutomo sketch paper. It's wonderful. Okay. I'm excited for this. Let's flip this. Look at that, guys. Oh, that's gonna be so awesome. Okay, gotta let that dry. Be right back. Oh, it's time for the big reveal. So this one has been sitting and marinating and baking and all that good stuff for several hours now. So let's see what we get. All right, let's take our time. Oh, I have a feeling this is gonna be a good one. It's already coming up easily. And I'm expecting some stuff, to stay behind, but I think the majority of what we put down is going to come up. So far, that's coming true. I didn't crack that edge enough, did I? Let me get this side too. Okay. All right. Let's continue. Love it. Attach that with some glue later. Oh, wow. That looks really good. This is upside down. Let me turn it around. Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. That got a little mussed up, but I'm not too worried about it. Very cool. Awesome. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I adore this. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.